Yeah.
Man, what a great final show they did here in the Valley.
Yeah.
One of my favorite parts of that show, you remember when they were the cranes, right? They were on the cranes, Nikki Sixx.
Oh, yeah.
And so I was looking at them on the cranes, and then Nikki Sixx goes, look behind you towards the stage.
Yeah.
So I was looking at them, and I turned around, and there was like an 80-foot pentagram. Do you remember that part?
That goes on fire?
It was on fire.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah,
was
that looked
like,
really cool, dude.
That was an awesome show.
And then Nikki Sixx had that bass with the fire.
Yeah, and he was shooting
machine.
fire.
And it's like they had just finished coming from a Kiss garage sale or something.
They had a point to make.
Yeah.
We will not be outperformed.
Yeah. And that was their retirement
Yeah.
tour.
That was a great show, man.
Which, we kind of knew it wasn't their retirement tour.
It was a gimmick.
It was a gimmick.
It was a work.
It was a work. That's what it was. And then God punished them for lying to us because they had a stadium tour, and look at what happened.
There you go.
What happened?
And Vince Neil, he gained all that weight. Another punishment.
Didn't he? Wasn't he in the gym working out or something like that?
I think he had gastric bypass, dude. He lost way too much weight, dude.
Well, those guys got the best stuff, man. They're the kind of guys that go to Dr. T's, bro.
They are. That is true.
Yeah.
Now, he may not be the most dedicated, Vince Neil, which is why I stick to the gastric bypass theory. But who knows what they do?
Yeah. Well, I would imagine they do. They've got all the good stuff. As a matter of fact.
But you can't buy willpower.
Well, yeah, you can. If you're that age.
You can buy the willpower?
And you've got that much money.
Okay.
You can definitely buy some willpower.
Okay.
Okay. And he could be like 6'5", 320 pounds of muscle full of tattoos. And his name's Willpower.
Willpower, get him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't get that.
Willpower, attack.
By the way, you were talking about Vince Neil, getting gastric bypass. That guy actually had on MTV back in the 90s, I think.
Okay.
He had a series where he got a nose job.
I remember that episode. I saw that.
Yeah, he was going to start a tour on his own. I think it was when he got kicked out of the band.
His hair was red. He dyed it red, right?
Yeah, and he went through the whole process of fixing his entire face and doing all kinds of things and working out. It was a total transformation of Vince Neil. And so, who knows? He might have tied that intestine, and
I think so. Well, we'll see.
Because those guys got people that can lift the weights for them, they don't,
Yeah.
Lift my arm.
yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, there you go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Rock and Chaz Show Live, number 14, baby.
14.
Lucky
Wow.
14.
Yes.
From My PVT Network Studios, and it's brought to you by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men, which is a place like Vince Neil can go to lose weight. Yeah, burn fat and gain muscle. They got the IV vitamin infusion therapy, testosterone COVID test, Sermorelin. If you're done feeling tired, you're ready to lose weight, and you want to get your motivation back, call Dr. T's Primary Care and see how they can help. They offer many primary care services along with hormone evaluation and therapy. Like I said, IV vitamin therapy, weight loss therapy. There you go. You don't have to go through surgery. Just go talk to these guys. And sexual dysfunction treatment. If Vince Neil can't, after all the women he's been with, that it just doesn't stand up to attention.
He just has to point to his pelvis. Willpower, attack.
Yeah. So call him at 956-441-2188 or visit them on Facebook at Dr. T's Primary Care for Men. Okay. And they also have Dr. T's Primary Care for Women on Thursdays in the Harlingen location. So 441-2188, because ladies, once you see your man changing and transforming, you ain't gonna stay behind.
Yeah.
They're gonna want to help
You don't
out.
want him to be the hot one. That's like,
Yeah.
you know.
You don't want to be the only jealous one. You don't want to be the only one going psycho.
Oh dear.
You want him to do that too.
You don't want him strutting.
Yeah.
And you're just like,
Yeah.
Meh.
You gotta look the part of the valet.
There you go.
yeah.
And he's gonna look the part of Ric Flair. And you'll be styling and profiling.
Woo.
Also want to thank
We're getting a little off track. It's all right.
All right. And we also want to thank our good friend, the law office of Rene Flores in Mission, Texas. Give him a call, man. The hashtag DWI expert. We appreciate he's been with us. We appreciate him. He's been with us since like day one.
You need that number on speed dial.
Yeah.
I mean, you never know.
Yep. And, I'm pretty sure bars are going to start opening, all that stuff. You're going to start drinking. And if you drive, sometimes they'll pull you over and you only got 3 beers in your system and boom, you still end up in jail. You can fight that. And this is the man to do it for you. 956-316-1991 is his name. Or if you have any other legal issues that you need to be defended, and you want to get the best defense, you talk to this guy, Rene Flores, hashtag DWI expert. He's got the looks that kill.
He's got great hair.
Yeah. He looks like El Buki.
He does.
Marco Antonio Solis.
Make sure to like, subscribe, and share, because when you like the video, it really helps us a lot. And we've got 11 likes so far. Wow. All right. I want to thank Mom, Dad, and my cousins and my brothers and sisters for doing the like there.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Family members.
Shout out to Frank Salazar. What is up?
Yeah. Dario Puig, man, he's on already. Stephen Fate said, can't wait to see the classic T-shirts. We got that coming up.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Maria Santos. There you go. Hello, Maria.
Hello.
So coming up tonight's program, we've got the Rock and Poll that will have you choosing between 2 singers in one band. The always fun and interesting Chaz's collectible.
It's a good one this week. They're all good, but this is a good one.
Also this week in rock history, the anniversary of the release of the last album ever by the original lineup of one of the greatest rock bands of all time. Wow, is that a mouthful or what?
I'll say the greatest rock band of all time. I'll say that.
Yeah, and one of the most influential as well.
Yeah.
Also, in celebrity birthdays, we have this voluptuous MILF. Beautiful woman. Man. And she's having her birthday this week, and she is in one of the most talked about sex scenes in a movie. When you find out who it is, you're going to say, oh, man, remember that scene? Damn.
Now you got me thinking. What sex scene is that? I can't wait to find out.
And she's in her mid-50s, right?
She's super attractive.
And we have some pictures coming up in a little while where she's wearing a bikini in a movie set from a movie like back when she was younger, and now she's wearing it again for her birthday in her mid-50s.
And
she still rocks it, dude.
She looks amazing.
Freaking amazing.
I can't wear some clothes from last week.
Yeah. Me neither, dude. I told my wife my shirts are fitting real tight.
I know. King Diamond looks like he's gained 10 pounds.
Yeah. Hey, King Diamond has a double chin.
Yeah.
Oh my God. All right. So what do we got next? The hashtag PVT classic T-shirts. All right. And we've got our beautiful woman and hashtag PVT producer Rally. How you doing, baby doll?
Hello, everyone. I'm really excited about this. I've been working on this since last week, and we've been working on it for the past 2 weeks. First of all, I do want to thank everyone for submitting their pictures. I am going to tell you right now that there was a lot of submissions, so we are saving some for next week. But you know, don't be sad. You're going to come on. It's just that I had to really limit the amount of pictures that we put up for this time. But I promise we'll put you on very, very soon. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with...
Let me just explain. It's like being a boxer, right? If you're a boxer, you're not going to throw all the punches in the first round.
Right.
So we got to take, we've got 12 rounds to go, and we have enough pictures for those 12 rounds. Okay, so we'll start with round 1, and we'll take a good little pace, and we'll be putting them up. And we're still receiving, up to this moment, we're receiving some pictures.
About 30 minutes ago, I received a couple more. So I'm going to really save those for next week because they were really, really good.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started with our first ones. And these are our hashtag PBT classic tees from the fans.
Wow.
We have Pete Salazar from Del Rio, Texas.
Nice.
And
What kind of shirt does he have?
He's wearing a Prince shirt. And it's one of those, I guess they're called what are they called? Those
Subliminal?
No, that's subliminal. That's it's
I don't know what it's
sublimation.
Called. There you go. It
It's
looks
close.
Like it's something like that. Well, it looks really, really awesome. It's purple. It's Prince. It's amazing. So again, that one was Pete Salazar from Del Rio. We also have our really good friend Rosa Borjas from Harlingen, Texas, and she's wearing the Temptations t-shirt.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, it's not every day you see a t-shirt with a Motown group on it. That is awesome.
And then this one I really like, and I know you like this one because you're a big wrestling fan. This is Ray Garza from Corpus Christi, Texas, and he is wearing his Macho Man Randy Savage
t-shirt. With the Nano Ramirez glasses, man. I used to have glasses like that too, dude.
Yes.
They were in back in the day.
The Ray-Bans?
Yeah. Well, no, I don't know if they were Ray-Bans.
You're talking about Macho Man? You're talking about Ray Garza?
I'm talking about Macho Man.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about Ray Garza.
Remember he had those big old shades that would cover the whole forehead almost?
Nano Ramirez would wear those a lot?
Yeah, that was his. And so did I. I had some too, man, with my Gavarici pants all.
Gavarici. Oh, my goodness. So we have one more.
Okay.
And this one's really cool because a father and a daughter submitted, and the dad, his name is Fernando Ledesma from Brownsville, Texas, and then his daughter is Maria Fernanda from Brownsville, Texas. She's wearing a Back to the Future Part 1 t-shirt, and he's wearing Back to the Future Part 2. Oh. So it's really, really cool. Thank you both for submitting those. And then our last one for today is Jason Borjas from La Feria, Texas. And he has a really, really classic t-shirt. And I believe it is La Reina de Onda, Can de Borjas. So those are amazing t-shirts.
That's La Reina de la Onda Tejana, Laura Canales on there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Laura Canales. Wow.
Cool.
That must be a personally made t-shirt. I don't remember. Or maybe he bought it at one of her shows. As far as the Back to the Future, you know what? I wonder why they don't sell shirts with the pictures of the movies at the theater, like if it's a concert, right?
Yeah. You walk out, you want to get a shirt of the show, and then you go into the parking lot, you can get it a little bit cheaper. Hey man,
yeah. The guy that sold you the popcorns out there in a regular shirt, dude. I've got shirts for $10, dude.
Come over here, dude.
Like the roadies at the concert, right?
It's a whole experience.
Oh my goodness.
That's awesome. Those Back to the Future. I mean, you'd have to special order those. I don't think you can buy them just right, or maybe get them at
the Back to the Futures. No, those are pros.
At the mall, probably, right? You get them at the mall? Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. All right. So now it's our turn, right?
Yes, I do want to say thank you to them for submitting. And for those of y'all that did submit and you did not see your picture, I promise it'll be forthcoming. So thank you so much. Should I reveal my shirt?
Yeah,
the camera's on me?
But before that, it looks like Mauro Vasquez, he's on the chat box.
Yes.
He kind of figured it out why the shirts are so tight on me.
Oh, okay. Why?
The muscles. It's the muscles.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
It's true. Some muscles are very flabby.
Flex.
Some muscles don't flex. They just stay soggy. It's a rare condition.
Especially the ones right under the hiatal hernia.
Oh, dear.
There you go.
The hiatal hernia.
I think I have that too. We should be the hiatal hernia brothers.
Yeah.
That's our weak spot. Yeah. If you hit us there,
no, that's our finishing move. The hiatal hernia punch.
Oh! And let me tell you something. At the end of the match, you're walking away with an HH. Hiatal hernia.
He's got him in the top turnbuckle, and he's putting him over. He's going to flip him over into hiatal hernia, and this show is over.
Ring the bell.
Ding, ding, ding.
Oh, my goodness.
All right, so let's see your shirt, baby.
Oh, okay. So my shirt is from funnyraymond.com, and it says caution flying chancla zone.
That's a cool
let me get
shirt. Yeah.
Flying
And it's
There
the
you
mom
go.
chasing the kids with a chancla in her hand.
Yes. So
It's like a street sign.
Yeah. I did get this at one of Raymond's comedy shows, but it is on funnyraymond.com. So
Shout out to Raymond Horta, man. Great comedian. And now a very inspirational guy.
yes, he is.
All right, what about you, Chaz? What kind of shirt you got on today?
This is from a movie. And when I saw this shirt, I go, man, I gotta get that shirt.
Move this out of the...
Check it out, dude.
Let's see. There you go.
Get this out of the way. I don't want to give myself a clothesline.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
All right.
So this says El Guapo
Ay, whiz.
from the Three Amigos. It's the El Guapo tequila.
Órale.
Yeah. Wow.
Looks like your muscles are
I
tearing
know, I
that
was gonna
shirt
say
up too,
flex,
man.
flex.
Yeah.
My favorite part of one of my favorite parts of the Three Amigos was when one of the El Guapo's henchmen, he goes, "Today El Guapo is," and El Guapo looks at him like 33, and he gets all happy. Yeah, like way past 33.
Yeah, he's real old, but yeah. Well, the shirt I got on is a shirt at a friend. Most of the concert shirts I have are shirts that friends brought me. They go to the concert and they bring me a shirt. And then I tell them, or if I find out they're going, because they put it on social media, send them a message, hey, tráeme una shirt, güey, y te pago cuando llegues, o te mando la feria por Facebook o algo, ¿entiendes la onda? So they bring me a shirt, and I want to thank Panteon.
Aaron.
Right. Aaron and Humberto. They went to go see, I think it was Humberto.
Okay.
He went to go see Slayer and King Diamond, I think,
Okay.
in New Braunfels or something.
Okay.
Like, who would ever think they
I know, a little town.
Yeah, they've got like the Whitewater or something there, like a venue called the
Okay.
Whitewater Amphitheater or something. So they brought me this shirt, man. Hell yeah, dude. Me queda medio apretadita, right? Parece una shirt que tenías en fourth grade, carnal.
It looks
my
like
goodness.
King Diamond has had too much pan dulce.
Ya madre, ¿no? Chingo de carbs. So
He's
there you
carb
have
loading.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is our hashtag PVT Rockin' Chest Classic T-shirt segment.
Hey, Mauro Vasquez says, do you have a plethora of t-shirts, Charlie?
Would you say I have a plethora? I want to know if you know what the word plethora is. Ever since that movie, I've been using that word, plethora.
An overabundance.
Shout out to the Ray Daniel, Kayla, Christy enjoying the show. Carmen Benavides, Frank Salazar, Luis Guerra is watching the show. Jessme says it's a baby shirt, little baby shirt. That's the one I'm wearing.
Goodness.
It's a onesie, actually.
Yeah, we got to do a show with onesies on one of these days, right?
Yeah.
The onesie show.
That'll be cool.
And play nothing but number one songs.
Yeah.
One-hit wonders.
Yeah,
I'll
what it
start
was.
searching. I'll start searching for sure.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget we've got the Patreon Club. A $25 pledge gets you a special hashtag PVT t-shirt and sticker. And those t-shirts will be classic and exclusive because nobody else has them. And you'll have a chance at winning in our hashtag PVT weekly drawing for prizes. We'll do them on Saturday. We've got a lot of cool swag from Dr. T's Primary Care, our sponsor. Patreon.com is where you got to go and search Rock and Roll James PVT. Now, make sure if you do join our Patreon with a $25 membership, messages when you do, right after you do that, messages on Patreon, your t-shirt size and address so we can mail you your merchandise, all right? Thank you to our new Patreon member, Laura Ohio from Ottawa, Ohio. I am assuming that is not her last name.
I know, that's just what's on the...
Yeah.
That's her code name?
Yeah, that's her account name.
Laura Ohio from Ottawa, Ohio.
Yes, thank you, Laura.
I guess it's a town built by Canadians there or something. No?
I guess. Who knows?
Also, we have Cash App, $ Rock and Roll James. Okay, $. You want to send us $5-10 so we can give them to Chaz and he can buy a burger on the way home and put a couple of bucks of gas in his little car, right? You got the little car today, right? What is it?
I got the Kia Soul.
The Kia Soul, yeah. It's like a little Hot Wheels car, man.
It is, yeah.
It makes me want to just grab it and go like that.
Yeah,
you know?
Sometimes I just pull it back a little bit and then I just jump in.
Hey.
The little cars.
In 2030, when we're doing like hashtag Rockin' Chaz number 2,576, and collectible is the Kia Soul. He's gonna bring the
Yes.
All right. So we also have Venmo at Rock and Roll James if you want to send some bucks through there. All right. Thank you so much. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Rockin' Chaz Rockin' Poll. Now, this one, I don't know. I mean, now Chaz is insane. You outdid yourself again, Rock. You outdid yourself. The last week was the Beatles. The week before was the Eagles. I didn't really get that much of a
vibe of that
or a response from you. But
I felt like this was a slam dunk, but this is on the answer that I put. So I mean, it wasn't an easy decision, and I want to see what people put on the comments and see what they say and defend their opinion and go ahead.
I personally think that the one we chose will be the overwhelming.
I think so, but you never know what people are going to say. But I think you're right. I think you're right. You know.
So the question is, which is the best Van Halen? David Lee Roth or Sammy Hagar?
Did you remember the name of the third guy they chose?
Gary Sharon.
Gary Sharon. He was not even in the running.
Yeah, I didn't even add him in there. I mean, poor guy. I didn't want to make him feel that bad.
Have you heard any songs with Gary Sharon in the Van Halen years?
I had the album, dude, and I heard it like 3 songs in, and that was it. I never heard it again. I don't know if there's any fans out there that are big fans of that album. And I think it was called Van Halen by itself, right? Or Van Halen 3, or it was Van Halen 3, right? Because you had Van Halen 1, Van Halen 2, and then you had Women and Children. You had, the other albums at, Diver Down, and Fate's Warning.
And which was the third?
Not Fate's Warning, Fair Warning.
Fair Warning.
Yeah. And so they decided to call that one Van Halen 3, I think, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I don't know. Let's go to the comments because they're going to know, but we'll find out.
So, Rally. Mm-hmm. Which Van Halen do you prefer? The one with David Lee Roth or the one with Sammy Hagar? I'm assuming Sammy Hagar's got all the love songs, you know?
No, I'm going to have to say David Lee Roth.
Oh, okay.
I just love his look and musically and his voice and all of that, his energy, his stage presence is amazing. So, and that blonde hair and, when he would go on stage without a shirt and his tight pants, I love that. So for sure, David Lee Roth.
Imagine if a guy was saying that in today's culture. You're not going to vote for this girl because her body and just the way she looks in costumes. Well,
let's banish him from Earth.
I did say musically his voice was amazing.
There you go. There's your little asterisk right there.
Yes.
I mean, to be able to wear spandex back in the day, I mean, I was never able to be able to.
You got to have a certain figure to pull that off.
Yeah,
if not, it just looks like you're cramming chorizo in a thing that doesn't fit. Or very lumpy.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
You have to have a certain body to fit into that, like 90 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I have never ever seen in my life. Maybe when I was in 3rd grade, maybe.
Oh my goodness.
All right, my turn. I picked David Lee Roth, man. Even though I like a lot of Sammy Hagar's solo stuff, there's a few songs that I like from Van Halen with Sammy Hagar, like Pound Cake, and Dreams.
Dreams is a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, but I like more songs with David Lee Roth.
Sure.
All the David Lee Roth Van Halen albums I was able to hear from the first song to the last, and then the other ones with Hagar.
Yeah.
I saw them on the OU812 tour.
Oh yeah.
And that had a few good songs as well, man. Finish What You Started, Cabo Wabo, Black and Blue, so that is my choice, David Lee Roth, Van Halen with David Lee Roth. What about you, Chaz?
Going for the slam dunk trifecta here. David Lee Roth, quite a character. Do you remember when he had, you can't say the M word, little people as security guards?
Yeah.
I mean, that was a great publicity stunt. Like, hey guys, I got security, back it up. And then you see these little persons and they're like, okay, this guy's all personality. And then the difference between David Lee Roth and Sammy Hagar, Sammy Hagar sings a song, Love's Come Walking In. And David Lee Roth, he sings a song, Ain't Talking About Love. My love is rotten to the core. And like right there, that tells you the difference between Diamond Dave and Sammy Hagar.
Yeah. You listen to Diamond Dave, he's like, we're getting funny in the back of my car. I'm sorry, honey, if I took it just a little too far.
Yeah. And we're all like, I want this guy. I'm rooting for this guy.
But by the time Hagar joined the band, they were a bit more mature. And I think that's what broke them up, because 1984, I think David Lee, after he got out of 1984, he did the Gigolo song. He did those crooner songs. That Beach Boy song, and then he did his Steve Vai show. So he wanted to keep that energy, that party style.
Yeah,
and those other guys had already gone through marriage and had already, Valerie Bertinelli had mellowed him out, and and then they got Sammy Hagar, and they were all a little older, and they wanted to evolve into something else.
They did want to evolve, because there was I don't know if you ever heard this story, but there was a story where when David Lee Roth and Van Halen, when they went on tour, they spent so much money on lights and production that they didn't even make that much money.
No, they didn't make it.
They were just having fun.
Yeah.
Do you remember that story?
Well, they were expecting to,
they wanted to blow the...
Yeah, and then it got to the point that David Lee Roth came and performed at Tejano Saloon, which was a small Tejano venue, and it was one of the greatest shows I ever saw with David Lee Roth. Now, Raleigh was talking about his dressing and his charisma, his vocals, his showmanship. Sammy Hagar was a hell of a stage guy too, as well.
Yeah, but you can't live up to the level of David Lee. He's got swords, he's doing karate kicks,
and he's
the
doing
whole thing.
Splits right on the midair splits, and
the hairy chest,
and a comedic. He had this comedic
flair.
He was fun to watch, and you know what really bothers me, dude, is that there isn't any professional concert videos of the Roth era.
It's all raw footage.
It's all grainy. Yeah. There's some stuff from the Van Halen 2 that I found on YouTube, and it's real crappy. But man, you can feel the energy. They were opening up for Kiss, I think, or somebody. I don't know. But Van Halen 2, man, I would have loved to see them on that tour, because they had the Van Halen 2, Van Halen 1. Every song is great on those two albums. So, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. David Lee Roth. Let's go to the...
I think this is the first time that all three of us are on the same page for anything.
Yes.
We're 14 episodes in, and this is the first time we're all agreeing.
And usually you'll do something like to just be, play the counterpart, what I mean?
A little bit, sure.
And I was expecting I think Chaz is going to say Sammy Hagar.
I thought so too.
You know what's a real good question is, what Sammy Hagar do you prefer? Sammy Hagar solo or Sammy Hagar with Van Halen?
I like the solo stuff.
I prefer his solo stuff too. So
yeah, and 3 Lock Box, heavy metal. There's only one way to rock.
I can't drive.
Yeah, it's gonna be a rock and roll weekend. This planet's on fire. I mean, he had a lot of great songs. Oh, and he also wrote that song for Rick Springfield.
Which one?
I've Done Everything for You.
You got done nothing for me.
I think he did that one. I think he wrote it.
And he did. I think he did the song for the Stallone movie Over the Top about arm wrestling. Did you ever see that one?
Yeah, I remember that movie.
Over the Top.
I never saw it though. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. All right, now let's go. Felipe Menchaca says, "Puro Axel dad." Mad T Yahoo says, "Need to listen Sammy when he was on Howard Stern."
Okay.
Juan Carizales, if you want to compare David Lee Roth was hard rock and Sammy Hagar was more like power ballads.
True. Good point.
Salome Valdez, checking out your show in Fort Worth. Anthony Garcia, Dario, you are right about Michael Anthony. I don't know, I didn't see that. Mauro Vasquez, David Lee Roth has the attitude. Frank Salazar, Hot for Teacher. That's my wife's song right there. Carmen Benavides, hey guys, what do you think kids going back to school? Well, we'll talk about that on Saturday or on Tuesday. Mauro Vasquez, Gene Simmons from Kiss founded Van Halen.
True.
Yeah, actually he did. He found them and he took them in and he recorded a demo for them. And if you listen to the demo, I have it. It sounds like Van Halen with a Kiss sound. It sounds like really kissy,
Kissy.
Yeah, it sounds kissy.
Kissy. Kissy fur.
All right, Samuel Martinez, Van Halen, not Van Hagar. Joe Dirt. I guess you said that?
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
Riley, did you get that picture ready?
Yes,
The
I have
one
it.
of the restrooms?
Yes, I do. Yes.
Show that picture.
Yes,
So
I will.
there's a men's restroom and a women's restroom.
I saw it today.
And the men's restroom has the traditional Van Halen
Roth era
logo because it's got more testosterone. And the power ballady stuff is for the women's restroom. And I go, man, what a perfect analogy.
Yeah.
I was like, and I saw that on Facebook. It was on Juanito Kelly's.
I saw that today and I was like, Juanito Kelly put it up and I was like, dude, that is crazy.
A perfect analogy.
Perfect analogy, man. Big time. All right. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, we've got the Jaime de Anda accordion giveaway. And we've been following him on social media. The dude, the tickets are selling big time.
Good.
$75 a ticket. All right. Only 200 tickets. And only one person is going to win Jaime de Anda's accordion. And he's going to autograph it. And it also comes in with a case, so you won't have it just laying around the house. You'll have it in a case, and whenever somebody comes and they bring in a collectible like Chaz, and you go, oh, yeah, well, look at this.
Look at this.
Yeah, you one-up them. You know what I mean?
Let me outdo you.
Yeah, because there is nobody that's going to have, like, it's not going to be like Chaz has a toy. Well, there's many people have the toy. Nobody's going to have this accordion. Just you.
Is he going to deliver it?
We're gonna pick the winner here on the show.
Okay.
And then maybe we will deliver it. We'll put our masks on.
Yeah.
And we'll go and knock on somebody's door if it's locally. You know, if not,
Why don't we should take a road trip.
Road trip. Let's go.
well, we've got the bus and I need to drive it. I need to do something with the bus, dude. I got the bus. It's just parked, man, because the gig's dried up, man, because of this COVID.
That could be a whole episode.
Yeah.
On
Yes.
PVT.
Hell yeah.
Delivery
That would be
of
cool.
the Jaime de Anda accordion.
The hashtag PVT bus, man. Hell yeah. All right. But we've got more information on it right here, man. Check this out.
Big Johnson 77 Music and My PBT Network present the Jaime de Anda Accordion Giveaway. Tickets will go on sale beginning August 3rd, 2020. Only 200 tickets will be available, and you get to pick your number. Raffle ticket buyers will receive a text to their cell phone guaranteeing the number that they picked. The winner will be randomly chosen and announced live on the My PBT Network YouTube channel. There is no limit on how many numbers you can buy. The Jaime de Anda Accordion Giveaway. For all info and other questions, contact Julian Johnson at julianbigjay@yahoo.com or follow Jaime de Anda on social media at facebook.com/Jaime de Anda 1979 or Instagram at Jaime_de Anda 79. Own Jaime de Anda's personal accordion. The Jaime de Anda Accordion Giveaway.
That is awesome. I can't wait for that. Somebody's going to win that. All right, don't forget, coming up, ladies and gentlemen, we've got This week in rock, and the anniversary of the release of the last album ever by the original lineup of one of the greatest rock bands of all time. And in the celebrity birthdays later on in a bit, we'll celebrate the birthday of a voluptuous woman who's turning into her mid-50s. And boy.
Someone in the chat box was like, I wonder who it is.
You know, she's
Stay tuned.
super fine.
She did a topless scene.
Yeah.
Did you ever know that?
I don't know what. Well, don't tell me.
I
what
won't tell you.
movie
I'll tell when we talk about it.
well, I mean, there was a sex scene that she's in that was one of the most talked about sex scenes in a movie, and it was pretty good, man. We'll talk about it in a little while. All right. So hang tight. But right now, it's time for Chaz's Collectible. Yeah.
My favorite.
All right. So this is a great segment because this was a gift, and it was given to me by this. There's a gentleman, and his name is Servando Flores, and I think he heard you on the radio, and you were saying, when Charlie Corona gets something, he holds on to it. And I have a collection of wrestling masks, and I have just a small collection of.
Are they all in your living room like your other stuff?
Yeah, they are. They're in the living room.
Okay.
And I had Mil Máscaras. I got Dos Caras, Blue Demon, and I have Huracan Ramirez. But there was one that I was missing. I wanted to get.
Before you get to it,
Yeah.
Mil Máscaras. Is there one specific? I mean, Mil Máscaras is 1,000 masks.
Right.
So which one would be the specific Mil Máscaras mask?
His universal symbol is the M.
Okay.
And then the lines. So it's white.
Okay.
So it's got the M and it's got the lines.
Okay. All right. And that's the one you got.
Yeah, that's the one I have.
Awesome.
Yeah. So this gentleman Servando, he went to go see. It's funny because in Mexican wrestling, so there was Dr. Wagner from back in the 60s, and then his son.
El Hijo.
No, Dr. Wagner Jr.
Okay.
Dr. Wagner Jr.
In Mexico, it's not El Hijo, it's Junior.
Junior.
Yeah.
And then his son is wrestling, and so then he's El Hijo that Dr. Wagner Jr.
Oh, okay.
So-
wow. They covered all of the bases.
That covers all the bases.
Yeah.
So the mask that I got is from there's the three guys, Dr. Wagner Jr. And so what happened is my friend, now he's my friend Servando, he was going to go get an autograph from Dr. Wagner Jr. Oh man, I'm going to get an autograph. The guy in front of him says, oye, te compro la máscara. And he goes, bueno, 100.
Who says that?
The guy in front of Servando. They were getting autographs.
Oh, but that guy was telling Dr. Wagner?
Dr. Wagner Jr., hey, I'll buy you a mask. Buy a mask from you. And he goes, $100. Está bueno. Gave him $100.
Damn.
He got a mask. So now Servando is thinking, I didn't even know I could do that. And he's thinking, I've got $100. I wonder if he has one more mask.
Damn.
So he goes up to Dr. Wagner Jr. And he goes, perdón, no traes, máscara, and, tengo el dinero. And he goes, lo más tengo el que estaba usando. He had the one he was in the ring with.
Uh-huh.
And he goes, tan bueno te lo compro. And so he was wearing it. And he goes, so now Servando's thinking, he's going to take off his mask. And I'm going to see his face.
Oh.
And he said,
which is something that's like,
it's sacred.
it's taboo.
You cannot see their face. And he said, man, dude, when he switched masks so slick, you maybe saw his chin, and that is it. Like, he removed one and put one right back on. And he was like, oh, this dude's slick, man.
Damn.
Let's show it. Should we show it?
So yeah, show a video of
let's check it out.
Of the exchange of the masks, and he was like, "Whoa, man, that was crazy,
dude! I love that masked stuff, man.
And
Lucha Libre. Wow, that's crazy, dude.
The exchange of the masks is phenomenal.
Yeah, dude. Wow.
So what happens?
He's grabbing it, and then he just switched it.
Wow, dude. That is super slick.
That's crazy.
This guy's a professional.
So Servando is giving away his masks, and he goes like, you know what? I'm gonna give you this one, Charlie, because I listen. I've heard you on the radio. I'm a fan of yours, and I want you to have this mask because I know you'll take care of it. I know you'll appreciate it. And I said, okay. And he gave it to me last week.
Wow.
And that's what I've got.
Well, he's probably watching the show right now.
I told him to check it out. You got that?
And you know what?
You got the sound effect ready of the...
Yeah.
Here we go.
Damn.
So this is the one actually worn in the ring by Dr. Wagner Jr. And Servando paid $100 for it. And he's kind of clearing house. And, he's got a son now. And he's making room in this. And he was like, you know what? I want you to have it, dude. And I was like,
wow, look at that.
Thank you. I was like,
dude, that's worth way more than $100, dude.
Well, it's beautiful, and I love it, and I want to thank you, Servando. I appreciate it. And,
those masks cost like about $85 to $140 to make.
Yeah, I mean it's handcrafted.
Yeah.
Wow, that is awesome,
That's
dude.
awesome.
I want to thank you, Servando. I appreciate it, and you made my week. During this quarantine, and we all got a lot of stuff going on, and this show of generosity blew me away.
Wow.
And I want to thank you, and I appreciate it.
Man.
Thank you so much. You made this maybe the whole summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean
That's great, dude.
The show of generosity blew me away, and I want to thank you, Servando.
Do you have you put it on?
I was.
Well, now, come on, dude.
Well, of course I have. I sleep with it on.
And then you put a towel in the back.
Yeah.
Put a towel on.
Like a cape?
Like a cape.
Yeah.
And run around in the house with your underwears on.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
And whenever anybody's doing anything fishy at the apartment complex, I'm like, hey, you're not supposed. The pool is closed. I put on the mask, cross body block, throw them over the gate.
Yeah. And then do the
Stay out.
and then do the hiatal
Stay
hernia
out.
on them. Do the hiatal hernia on them. Yeah, the hiatal hernia punch.
Oh my goodness.
And ladies and gentlemen, that is Chaz's Collectible. Yeah. That's awesome, bro. What a story, dude. An incredible story. Shout out to Ozzy Zavala. Says, I always wanted a Mil Máscaras or Santo mask. Juan Lopez, está bad la máscara. Senor Rudo, go on eBay and check out his other masks. They go for around $35. Great quality, too. Sal in the house. Chaz, I'll give you $100.99 for it. Mauro Vasquez, Rock is too quiet. You better put it away, Charlie.
Yeah, he's eyeballing it. He's eyeballing it.
Rock is already planning. How can I get that mask?
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for This Week in Rock History. Woo! All right. Got some movies. August 11th, 1973, this week in 1973, the first big oldies revival kicks off in earnest as George Lucas's new film, American Graffiti, opens in theaters. Set in 1962, the film creates a wave of nostalgia for songs from the 50s and early 60s. And man, let me tell you, I love that movie, dude.
I love that movie too. A little cameo by Suzanne Summers, who would later come out in Three's Company.
Richard Dreyfuss.
Very young.
Very young. Ron Howard.
Yep.
As well. Paul LeMat. A very young Harrison Ford.
With a cowboy hat.
Driving a 55 Chevy souped up.
Yeah.
And the Laverne and Shirley girl, Shirley,
yeah.
She comes out.
Yeah.
That's Richie Cunningham. Well, it wasn't Richie Cunningham, but Ron Howard's girlfriend. And she ends up with Harrison Ford. And I think it's just a star-studded movie because every star in that movie ended up becoming huge, you know?
Yeah, and this movie, it goes for a vibe. the plot is loosey goosey, and it's just going for a feel. It kind of reminds me of that movie, Dazed and Confused. Have you seen that one that takes place in the 70s?
Yeah.
It's just about teens and friendship, and there's a soundtrack that kicks ass. Kind of like very similar.
Yeah.
And when you compare and contrast them. But if you've never seen American Graffiti, it goes by so fast. It's so slick. It's so good. And man, I love that movie.
Yeah, and one of the things that I really appreciate about it is that Wolfman Jack actually comes out in the movie as a DJ.
That's true.
Because he was the voice, and this movie is supposedly in California, and they could hear Wolfman Jack on the air in California, even though he was like over here across Ciudad Acuña in Mexico, or across Eagle Pass in Del Rio in Ciudad Acuña at a little radio station, an AM radio station that was 250,000 watts.
That's crazy.
Now, AM radio, 50,000 watts, you can hear it like from here to frickin' the middle of the country. I mean, it's so powerful. And at 250,000 watt was just like being syndicated
Nationwide.
and ZZ Top made a song about the I heard it on the X. That's about the radio station where Wolfman Jack performed or worked. Now, another interesting thing is I used to have the soundtrack, and I highly recommend you stream it, or if you want to buy the CD or find it, the CD or the album. I mean, the album would probably freaking be amazing. Double album, all the pictures and all that. But the American Graffiti soundtrack, the first one, because I think they did it two after because the first one sold so much, is amazing. I mean, the songs are just so good, really cool, nostalgic stuff. And then they put Wolfman Jack's voice in between some songs, introducing and doing his shtick when he was, on the radio back in the day. So, one of the movies that has a great soundtrack, one of the best ones, I think, in my opinion. And George Lucas went on to do Star Wars, dude.
Yeah, this was the movie
that crazy
that he kind of it was his let me show you what I can do with a little bit of a budget.
Yeah.
And he's kind of like flexing his muscle a little bit. And what happened was that all that car culture and all the cruising was kind of starting to die down. And they thought, well, let's capture that vibe, and that's kind of the nucleus of the idea.
And if you really look at it, the people that were 18 in 1962, which is where the movie's taking place, in 1973, they were just 28 years old, 29. So it was taking them right back to their teen years. So everybody flocked to the theater to watch it. I saw it in the theater with my mom and dad. They took me to go check out that movie in the theater in Harlingen.
Wow, man, that's crazy.
On Morgan, yeah. And but just an amazing movie, and I highly recommend it. American Graffiti is a really cool movie about the old school 1962. It's set like in the 50s and stuff. But so that was released back in 1973 this week, man. Awesome. All right.
Now, also, August 11th, 1995, Dangerous Minds, starring Michelle Pfeiffer as an inner-city school teacher, debuts in U.S. theaters, and the movie soundtrack tops Billboard albums charts with its lead single, Coolio's Gangster Paradise. And when that song came out, I mean, it was everywhere, towards the end of the summer of 95. I mean, everybody knew that song.
It was just such an easy song to rap along with.
It was like
because he's
melodic.
Like nowadays you hear these rap songs and the dudes are rapping like 100 miles an hour, dude. It's really hard to catch up or keep up. Well, for us old dudes, I don't know, the young kids, they can keep up with that. But back then you could, go along with the rap, And Michelle Pfeiffer, who was Elvira in Scarface, that was like one of the most one of her movies where she got a lot of notoriety for it. She's a teacher. Have you seen that movie, babe?
Yes, of course I have.
Did you like it a lot?
I did. I really did. I liked it a lot. It was really awesome. everything. The soundtrack was really amazing. I remember listening to Dangerous Minds over and over.
The whole plot of the movie is.
Have you seen the movie, Rock?
Well, I think I did see it, but I know the movie was. I saw it like when it came out on DVD or VHS.
And that was years ago.
Yeah, that was years ago. But the movie's about a teacher that goes to an urban school, I guess, and she has to deal with all the drama of the kids that that are gangsters, I guess, right?
And she tries to make a difference. She's trying to make a difference.
Was she an ex-Marine in that movie?
Man, I don't remember. Maybe some friends that are watching or listening know, but no, I'm not sure. But that was released back in 1995, yes. August 11th, the same day that American Graffiti was released as well, like 30 years earlier than that. All right, August 13th, 1982. This is very interesting. Before I get to it, a happy birthday to Mauro Vasquez's dad. Okay, so happy birthday to him.
And he's COVID-free.
He's COVID-free.
That's awesome.
That's good.
That is awesome.
Awesome. So August 13th, 1982, in response to plummeting record sales, which the industry blames on the sale of blank cassette tapes, major labels CBS, Atlantic, and Warner Brothers announced a series of major staff cuts. Back when Lars Ulrich from Metallica went to Congress and was fighting, the file sharing Napster, and I found out what the whole gist of it was is that people were sharing files of music. Sure. I thought to myself, I remember I'd buy blank cassettes and I'd record an album for a friend that couldn't afford to buy the album.
Yeah, and I had a friend that he could record it like speed, like a high speed. Like you press a button and it records it faster.
From cassette to cassette.
Yeah, from cassette to cassette. Yeah. And, we did that a lot, and I still have a bunch of old cassettes,
But if you wanted to record the album on the cassette, you'd have to hear the whole album back and forth, both sides in order for it to record on the cassette. And, blank cassettes was something really big back in the day when we were growing up. Because some people couldn't afford the $9.99 or $12.99 for the album.
It was the tipping point. It was the beginning of the industry kind of losing its grasp on record sales. Yeah.
Well, then what did they do? They couldn't beat them, so they joined them. They started releasing more cassettes and music on cassettes. But I, go through during that time, I never thought, even today when I saw this, I never realized how big of an effect it had on the record labels where they had to start laying people off, dude.
Yeah.
I never knew that. I thought it was just going to be just regular. I mean, it's just something added to the album sales, the cassettes. But I never thought that the blank cassettes were, imagine Lars Ulrich fighting the Blank Cassette Corporation.
Back in the day. Well, apparently, after that year, I got the feeling things got better because, record sales went through the roof with 1984 and all that stuff. But I remember when you would get a cassette, I would always smell it, like a brand new cassette, and they were so sturdy. You could just throw a cassette on the floor and it would never break,
And I became a master cassette surgeon. Because sometimes
it would eat up the tape,
and then you'd try to fix it, and you'd open it with little screws, and then you'd get a little tape, and you'd put it together, and it would skip into another.
And you had to put a little piece of cotton, under the for the copper part.
Yeah, where it would and then my mom, she'd have the Carpenter's greatest hits, and I'd put a little piece of toilet paper in the little holes that kept it from, because the cassettes had this little thing. This little flip there that you put it in and it would push this thing in so you could record on it. Well, the store-bought cassettes of artists they had little holes. You couldn't do that. But if you put a little piece of toilet paper in those little holes, you could record over the cassette.
Wow.
So my mom would put in the Carpenters and Metallica Kill 'Em All would pop up. You know what I mean?
No.
So she
was like, wow, they really changed.
Hey, I didn't have any blank cassettes, man, and my friend came over and he had it, and I couldn't let him leave without him sharing the album with me, dude.
Sorry, Carpenters, out the window.
Oh, man. So I don't know if you all remember the cassettes, but we had cassettes back in the day. All right, what else is next, bro?
August 15th, 1979, Led Zeppelin released their 8th and final studio album, In Through the Outdoor. It is the last album released by the band with John Bonham, and when John Bonham was still alive. And that happened in 1979, August the 15th.
One of my favorite albums. And very interesting because it has, I don't know how many different covers. If you buy that album, it's a paper bag. It's like a paper bag with a stamp that says Led Zeppelin In Through the Outdoor, like a little rectangular.
Yeah, very bootleg.
I mean, like, what is this? There's not. But then you open the bag, the paper bag thing, and you pull out the album, and there's a picture of a dude at a bar in a white suit and a hat, and it's like a bar out in some Jamaica or something. To me, that's what it feels like. And there's different people in the bar. And then you turn it around, and it's another point of view from one of the people in the bar. So there's like 8 people in the bar, I think, and all the album covers have different
perspectives.
The different perspective of each person inside the bar looking at that guy. So I don't know if there's anybody out there that has the entire collection of every single perspective.
Do you have one of those albums? You have that album?
I have that. I think I have that album. It might be in there.
Okay. Fingers crossed. Maybe we'll pull it out today. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, but the song "All of My Love," which Robert Plant wrote for his son who died, man, you could just feel his pain through that song. And the drums. I mean, John Bonham is such a heavy drummer that you wouldn't, you would think he would like destroy a ballad like that, but he just does an amazing job with it. And then they've got the dun, 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 "Fool in the Rain." I mean, the whole beat to that song, the drumming and the timbales, and I mean, it's a great work of art, man. I mean, those guys really put some really good effort into that last album they did together.
And hats off to Led Zeppelin. They could have kept going, but they said, you know what? No more John Bonham, maybe no more Led Zeppelin. And it's a credit to them to calling it off. Like, you know what? We had a good run, and that's it.
Yeah. So. And then Jimmy Page didn't do much after that. He did something with David Coverdale, the Coverdale Page album. And then he did Radioactive with that band, The Firm. And then, what's his name? Robert Plant. He had
the Honey Drippers.
Yeah, he had a solo career during the 80s. Big Log, remember that song?
Yeah.
Big Log. You'd hear it on local rock radio all the time, man. Got a lot of airplay. But once again, Led Zeppelin, 1979 today, or the 15th, tomorrow, or Saturday. Saturday will be the anniversary of the release of the last Led Zeppelin album with John Bonham, man. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, that was This Week in Rock History. All right, want to take a few seconds to thank our sponsors, and after that, we've got celebrity birthdays with a wrestling icon celebrating a birthday, and he had 2 different personas. And we might have a little debate on which one was the better one. Also, we have a gorgeous MILF that had one of the most talked about sex scenes in a movie. She's hitting her mid-50s, and she's in a bikini, and she looks fine for her age. But first, let's go to our sponsors right here, Rockin' Chaz, #PVT.
In response to our current COVID-19 situation, Dr. T's Primary Care is offering discounted prices on our IV vitamin infusion therapy for all frontline workers, law enforcement, and any male or female patient looking to improve their immune system. Not only do we offer PCR testing for COVID, but we also offer safe and natural solutions to improve your health. Call 956-441-2188 and ask about our discounted IV vitamin infusion therapy. Follow us on Facebook for up-to-date information. Call 956-441-2188.
For me, it's very important that I get my clients driving legally again. Most of my clients, having been arrested for DWI, has set them back, and so getting them back driving legally allows them to kind of start to put back the pieces, make sure that they're going back to work, making sure they're providing for their family. The quicker that I am to be able to turn and get their license for them, the better off they are to be able to kind of start to get this behind them. If your arrest for DWI has happened 15 days or less, call my office and allow me to fight for you.
All right. Rene Flores, thank you so much. Dr. T's Primary Care. If you need any help, they can help you out. All right. So we got Flores Glass. Hey, shout out to Jaime Flores, Flores Glass in Mission, Texas. Un saludito para Jaime Flores. I got a story with that guy, dude.
Okay.
I used to live in an apartment in Mission.
Okay.
And he was my neighbor. And we used to party, dude. You know, we used to party. So one time I'm hanging outside the apartment and I'm just drinking, and he comes out of his apartment. Hey, ¿qué estás haciendo? I'm like, I'm just partying by myself. It's like 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. It's just, let's go in my apartment, man, hang out. So I went in there and man, we were partying out, man, freaking crazy.
Okay.
And he puts on Metallica.
Okay.
And he cranks it up because we lived in the second floor. He cranks up the music of one. Right? All of a sudden, boom, 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 boom. I'm like, what's that, bro? And he lowers the music. It's the lady from downstairs, way. She was
already knew.
Yeah, she was hitting the freaking
With the broom?
With the broom. She was banging the ceiling with the broom.
my
Shut
God.
the hell up.
Wow.
Classic.
Yeah, dude, we didn't even give it. And then she stopped.
Hey!
The next thing you know, Mission PD, sir, can we?
Oh!
They showed up to shut us down, bro. Boo!
I would never do that because my upstairs neighbor, he's a border patrol agent, and his name is his name is 6 or 7. I don't know which one. It's 6 or 7, and he's got the body of, remember that wrestler Vader? He's like that big dude.
Damn.
So I will never have it that loud because he'll just.
Well,
This mask won't have any effect on him.
I was just gonna tell you, ponte la máscara de Dr. Morgan Jr. carnal.
Dr. Morgan, Dr. Wagner.
Dr. Wagner.
Dr. Morgan?
What?
Oh my
I'll turn down the volume. Dr. Morgan.
One of those doctors, dude.
Oh my gosh.
You know what? I was thinking of Pirata Morgan, bro.
Oh,
I was thinking of Pirata. Yeah, I saved that one, didn't I? I was thinking of Pirata Morgan. Hey,
You know what's funny is when I was looking up information on Dr. Wagner Jr., I would type in Dr. Wagner, and it just comes up with like Dr. Wagner colonoscopy, Maryland. I'm like, what? I'm like, they're for like real doctors. And I was like, oh, Lucha. And then they come.
Well, then next time you put that on with your Border Patrol guy, his butthole will tighten up, bro.
Yeah, I'll be like,
Yeah, he'll make it.
Dr. Wagner.
Dr. Wagner. Oh my goodness.
By the way, I wrestled in San Benito one time.
What the venue?
It was at the Moody, whatever.
Oh, yeah. Moody's.
What is Moody's?
It was Moody's was a super.
It was a
grocery
supermarket.
store. And then it became Freddie Fender's
An event center.
Yeah.
So I wrestled there, and Pirata Morgan was my partner. We're like,
Okay,
like a
cool.
tag team. And
Cool, man.
Yeah, it's
Good
cool.
memory.
Yeah, it's good memory. I got pictures of that. Maybe one day I'll put it on. By the way, as a matter of fact, on Saturday we'll be celebrating my 32nd year in radio.
Oh, congratulations,
Yeah,
dude.
we could have done this week in rock history.
I know.
August 12th, 1988, I walked into a radio station in Harlingen called KIWW at 6 a.m. It was Saturday, and I turned on the mic for the very first time.
Congratulations,
Wow.
man.
So Saturday night, we're going to put some pictures that you guys are probably going to crack up with, make fun of me and all that. So the chat box is probably going to be hell. Like, it's going to be fun, dude.
Yes.
Yeah. So, all right. Now, where the hell were we?
We are on segment 4.
The Rockin' Chaz Celebrity Birthdays. Dr. Morgan.
You know, Dr. Wagner, he chose that name because he loved that composer, Wagner. You know, there's Bach, Beethoven.
Oh, yeah.
He loved Wagner.
Oh, that.
I don't know where he got the doctor from, but he goes, "I'll be Dr. Wagner."
Well, he knows every single song Dr. or that Wagner guy ever composed.
I guess so.
He's like a doctor of the Wagner music.
There
dude.
you go. Dun, 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 dun,
There you
dun,
go, man.
dun,
All right.
dun.
All right. You go first or I go first?
I'll go
Okay.
first. I love this guy. August 11th, 1953. What a birthday. August 11th. His name is Terry Eugene Bollea. Does anybody comment if you know who Terry Eugene Bollea is? 2, 3, 4. He's 67, and he's the most recognized wrestling star from the 80s and beyond, really. And his name is Hulk Hogan, brother.
Yeah. I didn't even think he'd be 67, dude. I didn't know he was that old.
Yeah.
I thought he was like 60 years old, 62.
And his back is all messed up, dude. He said his back is really hurt from all, because his finishing move was a leg drop. He drops a leg on you.
Mm-hmm.
So every night he's compacting his spine.
Yeah.
He should have just done the claw. I mean, like he's jacking up his own. I mean, you don't think of those things.
Yeah. And then when the leg lands on a dude, I mean, not every dude's the same size.
Well, you got big guys, little
Yeah,
guys.
so you land on one hip.
Yeah,
you know,
you're jacking
and you're
yourself.
jacking up. Yeah, and it's gonna screw up your spine. And then sometimes some rings are a little more bouncy than others.
And
some
then
are harder.
The WWF rings had a reputation of being really hard rings to land on.
Yeah.
So not a good finishing maneuver, but hey, hats off to Hulk Hogan. In the 90s, he reinvented himself as the super villain in the WCW. And which one did you prefer?
Well, I Hollywood.
Hollywood Hogan, yeah.
Even though when he was Hulk Hogan in the mid '80s,
Yeah.
when they had the Rock and Wrestling connection, and he wrestled against Cowboy Bob Orton, Paul Orndorff, and Roddy Piper.
Yep.
Those two WrestleManias at the beginning were some of my favorite, and then the work all the way up to it. You know what I mean? Working up to it, it was amazing. But I don't know if it would have been the same if Hogan didn't have Piper to feed off of, bro.
Right, you got to have a villain.
Yeah, because Piper was like the villain, and Orndorff. I remember when they were showing them working out, and
yeah,
they're in the gym working out.
Yeah,
and what's his name?
Mean Gene
Okerlund's there, and then they ended up kicking him out real rough out, and they start kicking him, and then some guy comes out like, hey, leave him alone, and Bob Orton starts beating up that civilian right there, kicking him in the stomach, and so they were really, really bad dudes, and then you had Hulk Hogan taking Mean Gene Okerlund to work out as well. And I remember, you probably find it on YouTube.
It's on there. You can.
They're doing the stairs, like going up the stairs of the arena and down. And going up, it's Hogan with Mean Gene on top of him.
Yeah.
And then the next one, it's him on top of Mean Gene.
He's
And
Mean
Gene's like, yeah. There was a lot of comedy, man, back then. And then, it got kind of outdated, man. And then he finally had to make a move in WCW. He turned heel. The greatest thing ever, bro.
It was the best
NWO. And
who would have thought that he would have had not just one, but two super impactful. And I remember in the 90s, because people knew I was a wrestling fanatic, random friends would come up to me, hey, Hulk Hogan, he's bad now. Like a lot of people, because they started watching it again. You know?
And they took a lot of viewers from WWE. They had to change their attitude from cartoon characters to attitude, which, if Hogan hadn't done that, what WWE did was a reaction to Hogan.
And I remember going back to the early 80s, so Rocky 3 came out, and Hulk Hogan comes out in Rocky 3.
I got the bonito right there.
Yeah. And I remember I was watching the Today Show or Good Morning America, and they said we're gonna talk to Sylvester Stallone, and he's gonna show us a clip from Rocky 3, and they show Hulk Hogan come out, and I told my grandma, I'm sick, I can't go to school. As I stayed just to watch Good Morning America, just to watch Hulk Hogan.
Yeah. You know what? It was interesting is that I talked to the Honky Tonk Man, and he said that that he loved wrestling Hogan, and he would always look forward to wrestling him.
What is that?
And that he would even like try to get Vince to put him against Hogan, because every time Hogan does a leg drop, it's $10,000 for the opponent.
Really?
Wow.
Shit. I mean, who wouldn't want a leg drop for 10 grand?
He says, I took 3 legs in my career. That's what Honky Tonk Man told me. And it was interesting because he was here at that little convention, little toy convention and stuff.
Yeah, where you meet
collectors.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I got a call from the promoter, and he says, hey, do you know where the sheep herder and Honky Tonk can go to a bar, and the bar will give them a free tab, and they'll get up on the mic and just say a few jokes, for a free tab? And I was like, dude, I don't know, man, because I didn't even drink anymore, right? And I thought to myself, if I would have had this show,
we could have had.
I would have bought him a bottle, dude. Come on over and sit down. And let's freaking talk, dude.
Yeah.
So I've been waiting for an opportunity like that to happen again.
It'll happen.
So we can do this and bring them into the house, and I'll get them whatever they want, a botana and freaking a bottle of Crown Royal, whatever they need. And just have them here and just talk to them.
And I'll come out and they'll go, Dr. Wagner's here?
Dr. Wagner Jr., right?
Oh my goodness.
All right. So yeah, $10,000 every time a wrestler got a Hogan leg drop on them, they got paid $10,000. That's what Honky Tonk Man told me. All right. Born August 12, 1963. This dude is 57 years old, and he did a song. He recorded a song that got every woman shaking their ass.
Oh my goodness.
And he was ahead of his time.
Yeah.
I mean, because he was talking about backs before it was a thing.
Mm-hmm. Sir Mix-a-Lot, man. 57 years old. I like big butts and I cannot lie. Babe, did you like that song back in the day?
Yeah, I did actually.
And the video was just hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
No, they're like just asses in the video.
Can you imitate the girl at the beginning of the video?
No.
Come on, babe.
No, I can't. I'm very busy right now.
My God.
Becky,
Becky.
look at her butt.
There you go.
She looks like those rap guys' girlfriend.
Oh my goodness.
Sir Mix-a-Lot. I saw an interview with him as well, with DJ Vlad, and he's living very well, dude, off that song.
Yeah, you one-hit wonder, man. If it goes big, it goes.
But you know why?
What is that?
Because he has the publishing rights.
Smart.
And he says that that's what saved him, that he learned about publishing at a very young age during his career. And I was speaking to Pete Astudillo, and he said, I'm doing very well with the publishing because we learned about publishing in the mid-90s. And he wrote a lot of songs for Selena. And so a lot of musicians out there, I don't know about nowadays. I'm pretty sure it's still good because look at Pete, he's making a nice little quarterly check with the publishing rights. But back in the day, artists would go to the record label, like Freddie Records or Hacienda Records, and they'd let you record, and then they'd release the music for you. And the artists were like, yeah, all right, they're going to release our music, man. They had distributorship. That's what we wanted. Well, they would record their songs and they would publish them under the umbrella of the studio.
So they would keep all the publishing.
And the record label, and they would keep all the publishing. And you know how much money they made with all the bands and the publishing, bro, these labels?
It's a shame.
It's crazy, dude.
Yeah, it's a shame.
And then you have these, the artists, barely making ends meet, pretty crazy. But that's something you got. If you're an artist, you might want to think about learning about publishing. All right. Who else is celebrating a birthday
August
today?
the 14th, 1945. He's 75 years old. He's a comedian. He's a musician. He's a producer. He's a screenwriter. His name is...
And he's one crazy dude.
The wild and crazy guy.
He's one wild and crazy guy.
He is Steve Martin.
Yeah, Steve Martin.
And, I love the fact that he wrote The Jerk. And he made The Jerk, and that's one of the best comedies. If you've never seen The Jerk with Steve Martin, that's actually him, pen to paper, his idea, super. And every other movie he did was good, and they were all very entertaining, but he didn't write them. He wrote The Jerk. That's his little baby. And if you've never seen The Jerk, you need to watch it.
It's somewhat like a Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, before there was a Dumb and Dumber, there was The Jerk.
Yeah,
Wow.
that was a jerk, and it was just real silly
And witty.
Yeah, and like the shit Shinola one, son. I'm gonna show you. Yeah, it's a really funny movie. So he also came out in a lot of. I think he was in Bridesmaids or Father of the Bride.
Father of the Bride. He was in Three Amigos.
Three Amigos.
Hey, he was
Guapo.
fighting El Guapo.
The Three Amigos.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man! So happy birthday to the jerk, man. Steve Martin, 75 years old,
And
dude.
he was going great when he was 28. So I mean, he's looked old since he was young.
Yep. All right. Now this is the one we've all been waiting for.
Everyone's been waiting.
She was born on my year, 1966. She's an American model, actress, and producer. And this I did not know. She was Miss World United States, 1986.
I didn't know that either.
Halle Berry. Yeah.
She looks so beautiful in that little dress that she's wearing, the gold one. Mm-hmm. She looks really nice in
She's
that one.
54 years old, ladies and gentlemen. And we were talking about her being in a sex scene of a movie that kind of made the entire world blush when they watched it.
Is this a movie with Billy Bob Thornton?
Yes, it is. Monsters Ball. Have you seen that movie?
I saw it when it came out in the 90s, and I remember I loved it, but I haven't seen it since the 90s.
How old were you?
I was in my 20s.
Okay, so you were able to see a rated R movie like that, huh?
Yes, I was. It was all above the board, everybody. Yeah. But that's you know what? And people don't bring it up. Like, Halle Berry, Monsters Ball, you should see that. And the movie that she comes out topless in is, I believe it's Swordfish with John Travolta.
Oh, yeah?
She's just hanging out, getting some sun.
She shows them all off?
And she is
Well
in
endowed?
the nude.
Well endowed?
I think that's referring to a man's...
Oh, sorry. Okay, sorry.
Well endowed.
Well, how would you say a woman?
Bodacious.
I was thinking about myself. I'm sorry. What are y'all laughing about?
Well endowed. Yeah, she had a huge penis, dude.
Sorry. Sometimes I catch myself talking about myself. Sorry about that.
Here, cover your face.
Dr. Wagner Jr. Dr. Wagon Jr.
Yeah.
Because it's always wagging.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
So what is it? Bodacious, right?
She was
buxom.
She was buxom,
She's
bodacious, but I don't think she's well endowed. Totally. It's not John Holmes.
Yeah. No, well, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, Halle Berry, she was in a movie, in one of those 007 movies, and she wore this particular bikini. And she looked freaking amazing in it back in the day, you know?
Do you have that one? Right?
Yes, I'm showing it right now. Yes.
Okay,
And
let's see it.
And so for her 54th birthday, she was born 1966 this week, she decided to put it on and frolic around.
Frolic.
Che palabrita ahí, ¿no, papá?
Wow, right? Frolic.
It's almost as good as plethora.
I know.
Yeah? You think you're the only one that knows those cool words, dude?
Oh, wow, I'm impressed.
Frolic.
Does he use that word with you, Rally? Have you ever heard him say that word?
Never.
Yeah.
Never.
All right.
Well, we're going to go frolic in the bedroom in a little bit, baby. All right?
Oh my God.
So then she decided to put on that bikini again at the age of 54 and frolic
Around
the beach and the sand and the water. And she just looks absolutely amazing for her age.
She has like a 20-year-old body. Like
big
it's
guy.
wow.
Shut up, man. She's got some good genetics, man. But then
Big
again, she was Miss World United States 1986.
Yeah. So
I mean, wow. What an amazing woman. And a great actress as well. And one hell of a sex scene on Monsters Ball. And
now-
very bodacious in Swordfish.
yes,
Yeah.
very bodacious. And so for this weekend, gonna watch Monsters Ball, and then that J-Lo movie where she's a teacher and making out with that guy.
Okay.
What's
The student.
The student.
Yeah. What's that? What is it?
The Boy Next Door?
Boy Next Door.
Next Door.
So it's gonna be a double feature this weekend.
Two MILFs.
With those lovely MILFs.
Yeah, there you go. All right. That are just about our age.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll be able to relate. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was the Rockin' Chaz Celebrity Birthdays. Luis Guerra says Rally's blushing. Sal in the house está pensando en los chiles.
Oh my goodness.
Halle Berry was in the Flintstones movie. I started eating my vitamins real quick. Tommy Diaz.
Ándale.
Nice.
Krabby Crab Rally probably looks better. Whoa.
Oh, thank you, Krabby Crab.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to remind everybody, Patreon Club, $25 pledge gets you a special hashtag PVT t-shirt and stickers, and you have the chance of winning in our hashtag PVT weekly drawing for prizes. It is absolutely a great thing to be a part of. Patreon.com is what you search, and then you'll get to it, and then you search Rock and Roll James PVT. Now, make sure if you do join our Patreon to message us on Patreon, your t-shirt size and address so we can mail you your merchandise. And thank you to our new Patreon member, Laura Ohio from Ottawa, Ohio. Thank you so much.
Yeah, if she's on the chat box, if she can message us her address, because we're still waiting for her address so we can ship her stuff.
Yeah, we sure do, because we
Yes.
can't send it anywhere if we don't have the information.
Yes.
Also, Cash App, $, Rock and Roll James is the number if you want to.
$sign.
$sign. Rock and Roll James, you want to send us a few bucks, you know? And Venmo at Rock and Roll James as well, okay? Make sure to like, subscribe, and share, okay? Like, subscribe, and share. That really helps us out a lot. And, well, we want to thank our sponsors, ladies and gentlemen. We'll get that out of the way before we get into the random album.
Okay.
But we want to thank Dr. T's Primary Care for Men. Thank you so much, guys. If you are done feeling tired, ready to lose weight, and get your motivation back, call Dr. T's Primary Care and see how we can help. We offer many primary care services along with hormone evaluation and therapy, IV vitamin therapy, which boosts your immune system. They also have weight loss therapy. I mean, they've got what you need to burn fat and gain muscle and look like Dr. Wagner Jr., all right? And we got sexual dysfunction treatment, and, you know, speaking of well-endowed,
Yeah.
they've got the perfect solution for you. Call them at 956-441-2188 or visit them on Facebook at Dr. T's Primary Care for Men, okay? They also have ladies. You can go visit them on Thursday. You can make an appointment. Dr. T's Primary Care in Harlingen will also help women get their health back on track. Well, 956-441-2188 is the number. Also want to thank our good friend and an amazing attorney, hashtag DWI expert, the law office of Rene Flores. We want to thank him. His number is 956-316-1991. He's got an amazing track record in defending everyone, from DWIs to any other type of legal issue that you're dealing with. He will handle it for you, and he will do the best you can. And when he picks up your case, he's not picking up a client. He's picking up somebody that he's going to consider family. You know, that's how loyal he is, all right? So thank you, Rene A. Flores, 956-316-1991, all right? Okay, So it's almost time to finish up the show, ladies and gentlemen. We've got one more segment to go. And want to remind you as well, if you want to be a sponsor, all you got to do is call us at 956-641-3241. We can do your production. We can go and film at your business. We can do interviews. We can do all kinds of stuff to help you get your business out into the public, into the world, into the Rio Grande Valley, South Texas, and the United States of America and Mexico. Okay? All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I picked last week, and I got Charlie Rich Tomorrow Night was the album that I picked last week. Okay?
So this is
Rockin' Chaz Random Album. So then it's your turn, Chaz.
My turn.
Yeah.
And I love that Charlie Rich last week.
Yeah.
That was a great one. It's great to reminisce over those old artists.
Oh, yeah.
And, there's so many genres. Like we've done Player. We've done Lizzie Borden.
Little Joe,
and Charlie Rich. I mean.
Mm-hmm. Pablo Cruz.
Love Will Find a Way.
Love will find a way.
Right
So
here,
let's
Riley. Is
see.
this good?
yes.
Right here?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
See what we got here. All right, what do we got here? Hurricane Beulah.
Wow.
Gilberto Lopez. What is this, Rock? Gilberto Lopez y su conjunto.
Wow, that's conjunto stuff, bro.
And is the name of this album Hurricane Beulah?
No, it's called Huracán Beulah.
Okay.
Do you notice how it's spelled?
Yeah,
Huracan? You know what, dude? Who else has that album, bro?
Who even knows this exists?
And look at the pictures on the back.
It's
like
all flooded.
It's flooded. It's like aerial photographs of the damage that Huracán Beulah did to the Rio Grande Valley, South Texas. Dude, I didn't even know I had that album, bro. Wow.
That would be a great wrestler name. Huracán Beulah
Yeah.
versus Dr. Wagner.
Huracán Beulah Jr. And then El Hijo de Huracán Beulah Jr.
Yeah.
I mean, you can have 3 hurricanes in one night.
Do you know this artist?
Gilberto Lopez, yeah, man, I remember him.
You familiar with this?
So this is the album. It's very, very generic, really looking.
And it shows you the path of Huracán Beulah.
Yeah, look, it's right here. Looks like a weather thing, and
I don't know if any artist has ever just named their album after a natural disaster.
Did you ever know where exactly Hurricane Beulah entered on inland?
I didn't know it took that route.
I didn't know it was right under like Matamoros. Look, it landed right under Matamoros, and then it went right into the.
Yeah.
Wow, dude, it really took it, and I went right through the middle of like Hidalgo County and Cameron County, dude. So this was, it just, can you imagine getting another hurricane like that here, bro?
And then Gilberto, what's his name?
Lopez
would have to do another album.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he hasn't
El Hijo de Huracán Beulah, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He hasn't done one for, what was the one we just had? Sandy, Sarah, or whatever?
Yeah, Hannah.
Hannah?
Yeah.
Sandy.
Huracán Hannah.
And look, it's got the
coordinates?
The coordinates, 26 norte, 96.3 oeste.
I wonder what got into Gilberto Lopez.
Well, it
must
have had a big impact on. It had a big made. If you're not the age to where you remember this hurricane, this was one of the most devastating hurricanes to hit South Texas. I mean, it was crazy.
What
I was
year
like
was
a year.
it?
It was like 1967. I was like a
Somebody's
year
asking,
old.
Krabby Crab is asking what year was Beulah.
Yeah. So, and then there's pictures in the back of the album. Look of all the flooding. You know,
he should have. Gilberto Lopez should have just kept this theme of just anytime there's a natural disaster, time for another album.
El Tornado Juan or something.
Right?
You know? Yeah. El Typhoon. And so, what are the names of the songs? Can you read Spanish or
I
no?
wonder if he's gonna do an album Coronavirus.
Right up here.
All right. Tragedia.
Oh no. Okay, he
Is
doesn't
that the
know.
album? Is that the album?
Tragedia.
Tragedia. What did he say? Tragedia. Tragedia de Beulah. Los crecientes de Beulah. Which is, I guess, the waves that came in, the crescent.
What does it say?
Las crecientes de Beulah.
Crescendos?
Recorrido de Beulah. Víctimas del huracán Beulah. Ese corrido. Corrido de Beulah. Y recuerdos de Beulah.
Wow. I wonder what got into this guy. This album has a whole theme.
It was a concept album, bro.
Yeah.
You know, like the Iron Maiden albums.
Yeah,
You know,
I guess so. I mean, and then he's got pictures of the flooding.
Okay,
So, yeah.
we're gonna go on YouTube.
Sal
And-
in the House says that's a map or an album. No, it's a real album.
No, this is an album.
Yeah, this is a real
Yeah.
album.
And nobody has it but me, dude.
Right.
What year was that? They're asking again.
The album?
No, the hurricane. I guess.
1967, I think. Let's see, Tragedia.
Did you buy this?
Or
Did you inherit it or what?
I think I inherited or I ripped it off of a radio station or
Okay.
something. Tragedia de...
Ripping off your employer?
Yeah. Well, it was because I was working at a radio station, and then
They would change formats or something?
well, no, they actually changed a religious company, a Christian company bought it.
Okay.
So I was like, man, I want the albums, dude. What are they gonna do with them, right?
I want that Huracan Beulah album.
So I asked the guy, because there was La Sombra, Little Drum. I mean, there was a lot of albums. So I asked the guy, I think his name was Ray Marroquin or something like that. He showed up and he was gonna be the general manager. I told him, dude, I'll buy the albums, dude. I mean, I'll take them, right? And he goes, okay, well, come back and talk to me next week. So I went, because we all got fired that day, you know,
Oh, yeah.
because it was Christian.
Classic radio.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
So I show up the following week and he says, oh, no, we went ahead and just threw them and burned them because it's secular music. So we don't believe in giving that music to anybody. We're Christians. And I was like, are you freaking kidding me? So they got rid. But I had already ripped off quite a few of them.
So you were ahead of the curve.
Yeah, because I
You were
kind of
like, hey, can I buy those albums?
Yeah. Yeah. No, well, it's that I found out that we were going to get sold. So I went and I was taking a few
Right,
albums
yeah.
at a time. So, but I'm looking for this song. Let's see if Beulah. Let's see if it's on YouTube, man. Maybe it's on YouTube.
The odds of that are astronomical.
Sal in the House says YouTube no found video on that album.
No. Las Crecientes de Beulah. All
You
right.
found it?
There's one song here. Let's hear it. Let's see what it sounds like. Las
It has
Crecientes
to be,
de Beulah. Okay. All right. So it's this is a. Sounds like they flushed the toilet.
I know.
Año del 67,
67.
19 de septiembre, fecha muy inolvidable. Recordará mucha gente, ventarrones de Beulah, en la historia quedarán. Por Texas y Tamaulipas, siempre se recordará.
So there you had it, ladies and gentlemen.
En Brownsville y Matamoros,
En Brownsville, Matamoros.
donde primero azotó,
Ahí llegó.
se dirigió para el norte,
Arriba.
por Alice, Texas pasó,
Por Alice, Texas. Alice.
los dos Laredos,
Póngale.
fue la ruta que tomó,
Oh, yeah.
pero afortunadamente su fuerza se le acabó.
It weakened into a tropical depression.
Después que Beulah pasó, siguió sufriendo la gente de tanta agua que dejó. Se formaron las crecientes, Ciudad Miguel Alemán, de las primeras que hundió. En Roma y en Río Grande, la gente se refugió.
Man, everybody had to go to Stark County, man. It was flooded everywhere.
Miguel de Camargo se desbordó el río Bravo.
Oh, the Rio Grande.
Fue una creciente muy grande
Yeah.
que sufrieron ambos.
The river. It went up. It rose.
Reynosa y McAllen, no se me puede olvidar. Seguía subiendo el agua sin poderla controlar.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much
Por los bordos
for joining us
agua,
right here. You never know what's going to come out of the random album. Huracán Beulah by Gilberto Perez y su conjunto. Who would have ever thought? Man.
That this even existed.
And this guy is from San Benito, Texas, which is like the conjunto capital of the world with Narciso Martinez. Nobody else could have pulled that album out but Chaz Corona from San Benito, Texas. Wow.
I hope he does a song about the coin shortage. Just keep going with the themes.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, you have a beautiful evening, man. We'll see you on Saturday for hashtag PVT Saturday Night Party Live, where we're going to be celebrating my 32 years in radio with all kinds of funny pictures and old school pictures. You're not even going to recognize me. And everybody on the chat box, you're going to be able to make fun of me, all right? You all have a good one. We'll see you later. Hasta mañana. Dios lo bendiga. Like, share, and subscribe.
Da esta tristeza cantar, perdón.